Masonic plan to destroy Catholic modesty on women.
Most of us have heard that Satan's biggest deception is convincing people that he doesn't exist. He has been extremely busy, especially since the 1800s, working behind the scenes to oppose all that is beautiful, sacred and holy. One of the human groups he has used for this opposition has been Freemasonry, also known simply as Masonry. In 1738, Pope Clement XII issued his papal bull In Eminenti, condemning Freemasonry and giving many reasons, including Freemasonry's oaths of secrecy and of fidelity to Masonry. He severely forbade Catholics to join Masonic societies, threatening an excommunication against those who would even favor these societies. In 1825, Pope Leo XII lamented the fact that governments had not paid attention to papal decrees against Masonry, and that thus Masonry had spawned even more dangerous sections. Pope Pius VIII wrote about the Masons in his encyclical Traditi in 1829. Their law is untruth, their God is the devil, and their cult is turpitude. Pope Gregory XVI wrote in Mirari Vos in 1832. Evil comes out of secret societies, bottomless abyss of misery, which those conspiring societies have dug and in which heresies and sects have, as may be said, vomited as in a privy all they hold of licentiousness, sacrilege and blasphemy. In fact, the Catholic Church has been so adamant in its stand against Freemasonry, that Canon 1374 of the New Code of Canon Law of 1983 stipulates, one who joins an association which plots against the Church is to be punished with a just penalty. One who promotes or moderates such an association, however, is to be punished with an interdict. The Vatican then reaffirmed that, the faithful who belong to Masonic associations are in a state of grave sin, and may not receive Holy Communion. The Illuminated Masons were very outspoken in their desire to destroy the Catholic Church. Their goal was to destroy Christianity, but they admitted that it couldn't be ruined from the outside. The founder of the Illuminati, Adam Weishaupt, had formulated one part of the strategy late in the 1700s. We will infiltrate Vatican, and once inside, we will never come out. We will bore from within until nothing remains but an empty shell. The Masons aimed to infiltrate the sacristies, the seminaries and the monasteries. But it would take time for the Masons to get into Catholic institutions. So they had another plan. It had to do with women. In order to destroy Catholicism, it is necessary to commence by suppressing woman. But since we cannot suppress woman, let us corrupt her with the Church. Freemasons apparently understood that women are the moral compasses of society. The serpent knew this and approached Eve. Just as the Freemasons wanted to infiltrate the religious orders, they also planned to infiltrate the fashion world. They planned to influence women's and children's fashion trends and styles by getting their own people involved in the fashion industry. It was also the Illuminati's plan to form and control public opinion through the media. Around this time, Saint John Bosco, who lived in Turin, Italy, was also fighting various worldly forces. The saint received many visions in the form of dreams. The main thread of nearly all those dreams was the importance of maintaining innocence and purity. The Catholic Church has always taught that all acts of impurity are grave sins, all of them. Every impure thought or impure deed is a mortal sin. The beginning of the 20th century was a time of great change in women's fashions. In 1915 the Church released a general pastoral directive stating that, women must be dressed decently at Mass, and that priests may refuse them entrance into the church if they are not dressed properly. On May 13, 1917, Our Lady of Fatima first appeared to 3 children in Portugal. She told Blessed Jacinta Marto, that more souls go to hell for sins of the flesh than for any other reason. Our Lady of Fatima also said, that certain fashions would be introduced, that will offend our Lord very much. Slacks appeared on the fashion runways of Paris in 1920. The next year, Pope Benedict XV expressed his shock that women would embrace the current fashion trends and styles of dancing. He wrote, "One cannot sufficiently deplore the blindness of so many women of every age and condition. Made foolish by desire to please, they do not see to what a degree the indecency of their clothing shocks every honest man, and offends God. Most of them would formerly have blushed for those outfits, as for a grave fault against Christian modesty. Now it does not suffice for them to exhibit them on the public places. They do not fear to cross the threshold of the churches, to assist at the holy sacrifice of the Mass, and even to bear the seducing food of shameful passions to the Eucharistic table, where one receives the heavenly author of purity. And we speak not of those exotic and barbarous dances recently imported into fashionable circles, one more shocking than the other. One cannot imagine anything more suitable for banishing all the remains of modesty." In the 1920s, women's clothing styles were taking a radical and revolutionary new look. For the first time in history, women were seen wearing sleeves above the elbow, and hemlines that crawled up to the knee. Remember that Masonic directive. First, undress up to the elbow, then up to the knees, then arms and legs completely uncovered, later, the upper part of the chest, the shoulders, etc., etc.